Hello and welcome everyone. I am Linda Israel and thank you so very much for being here at my live stream on YouTube. I go live every Monday at 3:45 p.m. Central Standard Time unless I'm on vacation or something else comes up, but generally I'm live or I have a premiere video that you can come and watch. If you're watching this as a replay after the live stream has ended and you're on a computer, you can look for the little gear at the bottom of the screen and change the speed. If you're on a mobile device, generally the three little dots at the top, you can use those to change the playback speed to get through it a little faster, because generally my live streams last around 2 to 2.5 hours. I want to thank Robin for being my moderator and administrator and note taker throughout the live stream. She is generally my one right-hand woman, if you will, and I am so thankful to have her. She also is an administrator of the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group. Occasionally, if she's not available, one of the other administrators will come over and help me, or a friend will help me moderate the video today. If you have questions, please feel free to put those in all caps and I'll do my best to answer those questions. If I don't see it, please ask again. Or if you know the answer to somebody's question, please answer it. Hey, if you have a YouTube channel, please feel free to share with us by saying, hey, I have a YouTube channel and this is what I do on it. You won't be able to share a link, but you can at least talk about your YouTube channel. Let's keep the chat upbeat, friendly, and helpful. If you are having a great day, let us know. But honestly, we don't want the negative, what is going on in the world right now, because we are here to escape that, to be inspired, to be friendly, and have some fun. During the live stream, you have an opportunity to earn junk bucks. You can type !bucks to see how many that you have once Junkie Joe is up, because this is preliminary and I've pre-recorded this. Once you have 2,000 junk bucks, you can redeem those by typing a ward and you can get a $10 off coupon to my shop. How do you earn junk bucks? Just by being here, chatting with us. So make sure that you speak up in the chat so that Junkie Joe registers that you're here, and by playing the in-chat games, and then also whenever you make donations. Occasionally I have raffles. In fact, right now there should be Junkie Joe coming up. You can type !raffle just as that says, and you can enter the raffle to win 200 junk bucks. If you make a donation during my live stream, do go over to my website at lindaisrael.com. You can see the name scrolling across the bottom here, and create a user account. Once you've created a user account on my website, make sure that you use the contact me form and say, hey, my name is on YouTube and I donated, and then I can get you added to the YouTube donator membership on my website. What does that do? Well, a member of my website in the YouTube donator membership gets 5% off orders in my shop, gets several digital downloads for free, and during the live stream when you donate, you get a chance to win the journal that I raffle off at the very end. Throughout the live stream, I will have different raffles giving away prizes. If you will type !raffle when you see those come up, then you can have a chance to win those items. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Thank you so much for being here today. When the video is over, come back and leave a comment. Tell me what you liked about today's video, or if you have questions and you're watching this as a replay, use that comment section down below. Also, look in the description box to links to the Friendly Junk Journal People Facebook group, as well as by Linda Israel, my Instagram, Twitter, my website, and generally I try to update the products that I use, and those links are in the description box as well. All right, well, let's get started. Hello, hello, hello. I'm live. Are y'all here? Hey, Ashley Sparkle Brat. Hope you had a great birthday last week.
Thanks for being here. Hey, Giovanna and Robin. I know Robin's here because I saw the post just before I switched screens. Pardon me. I have a frog in my throat. He wants to come out and say, ribbit. How is everybody? I hope you're well. Hope you can hear me. Please speak up in the chat so I know who is here, even if it's just to say hi. I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me today. So I'm going to give it just a moment to make sure that everybody can hear me before I continue on blabbering away. Okay, good. I'm so glad you did. Very welcome. So I'm continuing on. This is week 5, working on this oversized junk journal that I have been playing around with. Hey, Safina, hello. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to do today, and I kind of worked on some things. So this is what we did last week, where I've added since then this altered paper clip because this particular pocket thing I felt wasn't quite sturdy enough to keep this flap envelope in place. Here's a journal that I made to go inside. I used a swap page that I received. Hey Sheila, welcome. And this is a avocado dyed sheet music. I have a Tattered Angels sprayed paper, some coffee dyed paper, one of the pages from the Artful kit, a Tattered Angels dyed paper, and it just kind of repeats. This was some cardstock. This is from Calico Collages Unicorn Dreams. I think that's what it's called. And this is a flip over where I had used a envelope from my junk mail. And I'm just going to pop this back inside here. And then this is going to go in the pocket. That is to help kind of keep that down, but to help give it more strength, I went ahead and just added this altered paper clip. I did make a second one and a third one technically, because I am making 15 pages that I think what I want to do when I go to bind this together is I'm going to put them together as if each page is a signature. So usually when you make a book, you have a signature that has a grouping of papers and then you attach it to a spine. And I'm thinking of attaching each page as if it were a signature. And I did make a modification because I was noticing that when I flipped the page back and forth, this was a little wobbly on this page. So if you kind of look, it really moves. I've come up with an idea to sturdy it up on the other side, but when I made the other pages, here's what I did. I took some wallpaper and I cut it to be the same size as the envelope, pretty much. It's 9 1/4, I think, somewhere in there. I backed that piece of wallpaper with a book page that I folded in half and left a border all the way around so I could make little tabs. And I also folded down the top. So this is really thick, almost cardstock, maybe double cardstock thick. Then I use an oversized postcard. So one of these junk mail postcards, and I covered it with some gel prints and then used some of Norella's Polaroid images and then stamped "Don't forget to fly" and "Always dream big." And I kept it relatively flat because I knew it was going to be going in and out of this pocket and I didn't want to mess it up. I used some of Norella's graph paper on the back side, and this helps hold my envelope that flips over, and I'll show you what I did here. I used the Phlox rubber stamp over an envelope that I made. Did the same concept as we did during the live last week, and then I made a journal out of another one of the Unicorn Dreams. And then I have used different pages for the inside. So yeah, it's the book is huge. Thank you, Ashley. So Susie is asking, how will I construct the cover? I will do a separate tutorial video on the cover. I have, let me grab it. So I'm going to move this out of the way. keep it as my example. So I've got it set back here behind me. So I have this book cover that I gutted the pages out. And so what I will do is I will cut out the gusset in the center, which is supposed to be the spine, and I will make a new spine, and then I will cover the outside of this, and I will put new end papers on the inside. And of course this is going to be a lot thicker because as I keep adding pages, this is just 3 sets of pages. Let me hold it this way. This is just 3 sets of pages, and as you can see, it's already quite full. And I will attach each page as a signature in the spine. Does that make sense? So pretty much how I do my smaller journals. It's just this one I'm going to be using this hardcover and altering it, make it bigger. Okay. All right. So last week we did this side. Let me give her this sticky note. That was for, and I'm going to flip this over. Now, if you didn't know, what I did was I had some book pages that I basically glued together with another strip of paper, and I cut them to be 9 3/4, no, 11.75 tall, and then this was 18 inches about wide. And then I just pasted on magazine page, gel print, sheet music, dancing dragonflies, digital, another gel print, and this was some scrapbook paper. So I want to work on this side, and as I said, see how that's kind of flexible? I don't want it to be so flexible. So I've got here an envelope of, or an envelope, a baggie of goodies that I think I want to use. So let me see what I want to do right now. I'm going to get this out of the way. And, okay, I need these, and this, and this, and this is going to go on that part. Okay, so, oh yeah, here we go. I was trying to remember what I did on my sample that I did prep before today. So I think what I want to do first, just kind of laying all my goodies. I'm going to use some magnets today, and I have an envelope that was left over. I don't know for sure. My mom used to do a greeting card display. She would go in and restock all the cards, and then she would pull all the extra envelopes. And I had another friend that also did this, so I ended up with a box of random envelopes. I've been trying to use them up. I think what I want to do is I want to make a card that's going to go inside of this envelope. And I know I'm going to use some Tattered Angels, and that's going to take a little bit to dry. So I think we'll start with the card so that it can be drying over to the side. Does that make sense? Okay. Oh, and I have to show you my nails. I've been playing around. So I found a new thing. It's called nail foil. It's just a transfer basically, and I've just kind of been playing with the transfer and glitter nail polish and just having some fun. All right, I think what I want to do is pick this up and move it over here, put it underneath there for now, and I've got my spray box, and I've got a piece of cardstock. In my case, it is a watercolor type cardstock. It's not super heavy. It will curl, and the Tattered Angel still will bleed through it. If you don't want that, you want to just basically have this as a one-step process, not have to glue it to another piece of paper, then use a thicker piece of watercolor paper for what I am about to do. So I've got that laid in my box. I put some gloves on because Tattered Angels get so you know, messy. Thank you so much, Giovanna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to grab a couple of colors of some Tattered Angels here. So I've got a blue, a pink, I've got a purple. Let me see what else I want to grab. I don't know, oh yeah, this will work. Okay, so I've got a couple of colors here. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the whole thing because I can use it on the other journal card that I need to make yet for my journal. So I'm gonna take my Tattered Angels, and it usually has mica in the bottom, so I'm gonna shake it up really well. Okay. I'm going to do that to all of the colors, shaking them up. All right, so I'm going to start with this blue. It's kind of like Curious. It's called Jack Frost. I don't think I have that color in my shop. I can add it, but it's close to Curious. I just happen to have an extra one of these, so I thought I would use it. And it's a nice bright green. So I'm just going to spray it really close so that it gets some kind of like a splotch, if you will. And then I'm going to grab another color. So I've got this is the Wild and Free Wild Pink. So it's kind of a pretty pink. So I'm just kind of adding some color here and there. And then I've got this purple, which is fully purple. Hello, Ada. And I'm getting, see, that's why I put gloves on. The Tattered Angels gets everywhere. And now I'm going to spray, just kind of making some spots everywhere. All right. So while that's sitting there for just a moment, I'm going to dry it a little bit so that it will accept the next layer that I'm going to plan on doing today. Okay, so I'm just kind of drying it just a little bit. It's going to have some shimmer to it. Okay, so now I'm going to lay down the alphabet stencil that I have in my shop. And I didn't do this ahead of time, so I'm going to get a piece of copy paper here. So I have it ready. All right, so now I've got Blue Stream. I think that's from Blue Steam, not Stream. Steam, that's from the Punked Out Steam kit. And it's a really dark, dark blue. My black, the sprayer didn't work, and I didn't want to spend the time cleaning the sprayer, so I thought, well, I'll just do blue. So now what I'm going to do is I've sprayed this earlier, so I'm hoping it'll work again. I'm going to spray in a couple of spots just so that I get a little bit of the pattern. And then what I did earlier, I was going to use a mop-up page, but I changed my mind, is I took a paper towel and just kind of wiped over it, which kind of helps that Tattered Angels go down in the stencil, especially if your page is a little bit curved because it was wet. I'm going to throw that away. And now we've got that pattern all over. I am going to go ahead and grab this copy paper just so that it can be mopping up the Tattered Angels and set that aside. So I'm going to set this aside to dry for a little bit while we work on the envelope, and then we'll come back to it. So that'll give us some time for that Tattered Angels to dry. All right, so I've got this envelope here, and I grabbed a couple of images that I want to use. I've even got some pockets. Okay, what else did I need? Oh, I need another big one. Do I have one that would work? This one might. Okay. So what I want to do is I want this to be glued to the envelope, and then it's going to flip over and give us access to the inside of our envelope. And I want to stamp around this outside edge. Oh, I forgot to distress the edges. My nose is running today. Apparently I'm still fighting allergies. It's no fun living in Oklahoma where everything blooms early. All right, so I've got Archival Ink Jet Black, and I've got the Corner Roses stamp. So I'm just going to ink this up. Turn it so it's a better rotation here. And then I'm going to stamp on the inside or the back side of my envelope. So this is another way to recycle envelopes. If your envelope is sealed closed, then you can just glue a piece of paper to make a new flap. Okay, so I got that. So now what I want to do, I've been wearing these gloves on and off for a couple of days, so I have glue stuck to it. Okay. Oh, good, got a new phone case. All right, so this is going to go, I'm trying to remember how I did this. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to glue this together. So I'm just kind of lining it up. All right, so if I did that, I'm going to come in here and add some glue on this flap. Okay. Right now it doesn't matter if it's right side up or upside down, so I'm just going to put it together, make sure it's all lined up. All right, so I want this to be able to open this way, okay? And I want to decorate the front, and then I'm going to decorate the inside, okay? So I'll have both decorated. I've got a couple of images here. So this is from the Dancing Dragonflies, and this is from a digital download of I think I called it Tattered Angels watercolor paper. It's where I spray tattered angels over some painted book pages. I painted them with ivory or white acrylic paint, and then I sprayed it with different colors of tattered angels, kind of playing around with it like it was watercolor. It was really kind of cool just playing with it. And then I loved how the papers turned out, so I scanned them all in so that I could make them into a digital paper. All right, so I got those. And now what I want to do is I'm going to glue down this side, making sure that I've got my envelope in the right direction. So I'm just going to glue this down. So you could use your gel prints if you like sheet music, or if you like to use digital images or scrapbook paper, painted papers. Oh, okay, line up. Just about anything that you have or can create. Oh, I guess I thought I had trimmed that down earlier. I didn't. All right, so I'm just going to wipe away that excess glue and get my scissors here and trim this away. Be careful if you use your paper trimmer to trim the excess paper off of a envelope, because you can slice the envelope open. Ask me how I know. Okay, this one I did cut down. All right, I'm gonna look to see if I've missed anything. Hey, Julie, welcome, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Okay. And now I'm gonna glue this piece down right here. Just kind of lining it up. Oh, that's what I forgot I did that. Okay, so we're gonna preempt. We're going to, Giovanna, thank you for my little sewing lamb. We're gonna go to the sewing machine here in just a moment. But what I want to do first is I want to attach some things to this piece before I do so. And I saw a little scrap of paper that I think I want to use. I think this will work. Okay. I'm going to cut 2 of these to be, let's make it 1 1/4 inches. So I'm just cut that, and 1 1/4. And I'll save that scrap. Who knows, I may need it another day. I'm going to add some distress inks to these little pieces. So you're wondering, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to make a tab, and in that tab, when I fold this over, it's going to have a magnet. So I'm going to fold this like so, and then I'll open it back up. I'm going to save this one for a moment, and I'm going to open up my magnets. These are 6mm magnets, 6x1 millimeter. I think that's right. I have a link in the description box. And I'm going to grab a couple of magnets here. I'm just kind of pulling them apart. Close this back up. Let that sit there. Oop, come on now. Cooperate. Cooperate. There's bubble wrap in here with the magnet so you can pull them apart easier. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure that this one, I don't lose it. Oh, I forgot my board is magnetic. All right, so what I'm going to do now is put a little bit of glue here in the inside of this, and I'm going to pick this up and drop it down in that glue close to the edge and then sandwich it. And I'm just kind of pressing it lightly all the way around that magnet, okay? All right, and I'm going to rotate this around, and I'm going to put this edge inside here. So I'm just going to put some glue, just enough to help keep that tab, and it's going to be sticking out past. I'm using the envelope as my center guide. I'm going to press that down, and then I need another piece of paper to go on the inside. Now I could piece it together like I did here, but I think, oh, I can do that. I can use this gel print. So I'm going to get my paper trimmer out first and kind of line this up. I'm just trimming that down, save my piece for later. And then I want this to be the same height. And I need to do it this way. Okay. So just cutting off a sliver, just a sliver. Just going to get it right up here even. Hold that in place for a moment. I may even go just a little bit shorter. Okay. Let's see if that worked. I think I did okay. All right, so let's get rid of this. Ooh, ah. All right, let's go ahead and add some distress inks to this piece. We'll glue it into place, and then we're gonna go to the sewing machine and do some sewing. Okay. Open this back up, and then I'm going to add some glue to the edge here. Go down that middle, and then we're going to line this up with the back side. I used some cardstock. I happen to have a little bit of cardstock, so that purple piece that I use, okay, I didn't make that small enough. So let's see if we can slide it just a smidge. I have a bunch of purple cardstock, so I just trimmed it down to be the size that I needed it to be. And that's sticking out just a little bit, so I'm going to get my scissors and trim this up real fast. Trying not to cut the envelope. Oh, wait, I don't have to worry about it. That's of the envelope side. I don't want to cut that part of the envelope. I still miss that piece. All right, let's go this way real fast. Okay, get that away. All right, so now I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around this outside edge. All right, let's go sewing cam. Isn't that cool? That was from Giovanni, that little sewing machine hanging off the lamb. All right, do I have my machine where you can see it? Maybe a little bit. All right, so I have a regular sewing machine. I'm using regular thread. I'm going to use the zigzag stitch on my electronic machine. So just play around with your settings. One tip that I'll tell you, if you are having problems with sewing straight and you also want to have a update. So I hate this software sometimes that it has to do that. I'm waiting on the chat bot to open. While I'm waiting on that, I was saying that if you are having issues with sewing straight, or if you just want a sample of what your stitches can be done on your machine, get an index card and stitch on the lines or stitch between the lines and practice that way to get your okay, wait, there it goes. To get your stitches, okay? All right, I think I got the chat bot back up. Is everybody there? Okay, refresh your page, as Robin said. All right, so I'm just going to start stitching. I'm going to start up here in this corner. I've got it on zigzag, and I put my needle down, and I'm just going to stitch around this outside edge. Why? Because I like the way stitches look, that's all. All right, and I'm going to leave my needle down and rotate the page and then sew up this side. I don't know why I didn't take my gloves off. I guess because I thought I kept getting messy. Okay. And then rotate this way. So again, if you don't have an envelope that has a flap, then what you can do is just glue another piece of paper that wraps around to the back and make a new flap. All right, I'm almost to the end. Stitching. How is everybody? I hope you are well. Hope you've had a great week. I've been busy myself. You can see the stitches there. Oh, glad to have you back, Jennifer. Glad you're here. All right. Is everybody here? Is everybody here? Let's move the little sewing lamb out of the way. All right, that goes this way. So here is the front. Here is the inside. This is going to be glued down to my page. So what I want to do now is I will fold this in half. I'm going to move this over this way. I'm going to add some glue. Actually, I meant to do it on this side, so we'll do it on both. All right, so I'll add some glue, and I want to line this up with the edge of my other tab that's sticking out there. And I'll add some glue here. And I'm going to take my little magnet and kind of drop it, and it will turn to the correct polarization so they stick together. Now I'm going to add a little glue on top of that and close this over. Thank you, Susie, so much for your donation, and thanks for sharing your stencils that you used and made some pages. Those look awesome. All right, so now this is a magnet, so I'm trying not to touch it too much so I don't get glue all over the place. All right, so we got those two pieces. So I don't know if y'all can tell. You like that? All right, so this piece, I'm going to add some distress inks because I didn't do that ahead of time. So we'll just add it to the edge. And so since I'm using that cardstock, this portion is a lot firmer than if I had just used the text weight gel prints in the digital images. I'm not going to worry about the back because we won't be able to see that. But we'll add a little bit to the flap or the inside. Now, if you're using a used envelope, you'll want to cut an opening so you can get your item in and out. Uh-oh, Junkie Joe's being generous again. Woo, sure is. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece. Where's my page? Where's my page? I'm going to open this up. And so this is going to be glued on this page. So yes, I know we're covering up the other, but I want to put it, no, I didn't do, I just kind of centered it, maybe even put it that way a little bit, but I'll kind of move it this way. So I'm just going to take this piece and add some glue and come all the way down. Add some glue here, and then I'm just kind of zigzag down the middle. This is a great way to use those large envelopes. If you're making a big journal, then you can glue it to the page like I am. And I'm trying to use up what I have. All right, so I'm going to take this probably right about here and glue that into place. I'm going to hold it for just a moment. Hey, Cricket, welcome. Glad to have you here. And I should have put some glue on the back of this tab, so I'm going to do that now. Just to get it so it's flat. Because I don't want it coming up whenever I'm opening the journal. And I probably should have made this a little bit longer so that you would actually have a piece that you could get under, but that seems to work. All right, so let's add some decoration. Somewhere here I have, where did I just, oh, they're there. I have some pockets that I made a while ago. So I used some book pages that I glued to another book page, and then I stenciled over it and I stamped over it, and then I cut it up and then made it into pockets. And I think this will be cute kind of on this leading edge so you still see the flowers. So I'm going to glue this down. All right. You don't like Aleene's tacky glue? Why don't you like Aleene's tacky glue, Cricket? What does it do that you don't like? Because I might have a suggestion for you. I add a little bit of water, and I've been using this easy, what is it? Always Ready. I think it's called the Always Ready lid. And I buy the bigger bottles and just refill this bottle so it's easier to handle. You like using the clear? All right, so I'm just going to put that in the corner here and just smush that into place. But I also want to make sure that I don't glue my pocket all the way down, so I'm just kind of sticking. Ah, get a smaller bottle, Cricket. And they even make, where is it? Oh, I don't have one here. Sometimes at Dollar Tree, you can get one that's this size. It's, you know, like half this size. Use that one. Get this bottle that has this lid on it, and then put it on the smaller bottle, and then you'll be able to squeeze it. And if you add the water, just like a tablespoon to a big container. This one I would add like a teaspoon, and on that smaller one maybe half a teaspoon. You'll have to play with it. Shake it really well and then see if it squeezes out better for you. Maybe that'll help. All right, so I got this piece. I think I want to add some fussy cut elements. So I've got some of Norella's fussy cut flowers. Let me see what I can find that I think. Here's some, like a lily. I could put it on this side so it doesn't compete with that guy. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna leave this out because I'm going to need it in a moment. So I think I'll go ahead and just glue this down. Yeah, thinning it out might help. You may be surprised. Just adding a tiny bit of water to it may make it easier. And I'm not squeezing out that much. I don't know if you can even see, but this is just kissing the surface. I'm barely squeezing because I don't want a large amount of glue because it'll make your paper warp. So I'm just adding a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Go to the dollar store. See what they have. See if they have it. Dollar Tree, you know, usually they have it. And then if you can't find it, maybe you'll have to order it off a line somewhere. All right, so I like this one. And I need I've got a few pre-stamped words. Let's see what this one says. Aspire to be amazing. I think that would look good there. And I ripped some fabric earlier. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe this will work today. So what do you think? Aspire to be amazing. Can I give us a little bit? You have that mini bottle? Yep, it's great for traveling. The water in the bottle works for you. Good, Susie. It's just, and not, like I said, not a lot, just a tiny bit. It's water-based anyway, so it's not like you're hurting it. You know, I believe the Fabri-Tac, what some people will say, is to add pure acetone to it, and that will thin it out. So if you've got a bottle that's kind of gooey, add just a little bit. I'd add less than more, so do a small amount at a time. You like it, Ashley? Thank you. Someone's answering my question. I'm not just sitting here talking to myself and no one cares. Well, I know, y'all don't really care. All right, we'll do aspire to be amazing. And then I found this in my stash. I think someone sent them to me or I picked them up. I don't know, or I got them in some flowers. But this was a advertisement for STD. Is it STD? The delivery service florist, FTD. And it said down here Mother's Day, May, whatever the date was for that year. And up here it said the Laura Ashley collection. That's what these flowers were. And since it had text and had a lady's face down here, I just covered it with some sheet music. And then I stamped for we walk by faith, not by sight, which is Corinthians 5:7. 2 Corinthians 5:7. So if you put Corinthians 5, or just put Corinthians, you'll see this stamp. And I just added a piece of cardstock to the back because it was really flimsy. And that makes it a nice sturdy card that can fit right there. And I just like the little flowers kind of popping out. And then for the inside, we need another little pocket. So I've got another one made up. And we'll glue it into place. Kind of adding a little glue back and forth. And again, if you didn't know, I will make a pocket and then I'll add pieces of paper to make little tabs so I can use the full size of this pocket. And we'll put it, let's just put it down here, kind of leaving an even border all the way around. You like that? Okay, good. Thank you. You love it? Thank you. Oh my gosh, why are they knocking on your door? You've been trying to finish your Christmas journals, but it takes me way too long. Well, you know, that's okay. It just takes you however long it takes you. All right, let's add something to the front here. So go back to my fussy cuts. This one might look kind of interesting because it's just a different color on top of there. And I think I have a purple fabric that I cut. Okay, this will work. Get my scissors ready. So if I put that there, and then let's find my words again because they're so hard for me to find. Well, and that's okay. You like pocket gussets? How about, do we want be who you are? These are stamped sayings that I have in my shop. I basically kind of listen to what y'all want as rubber stamps, and I'll get those added as I spend some time on my computer getting them designed, and then I usually make my own. I'm just adding some glue. Yes, I know it's got the word stamped on the other side, but it was messed up, so I didn't like the way it looked, so I flipped it over. And I save strips of paper whenever I cut down something. I will save those strips, and then I can use them for stuff like this. All right, so I think, all right, get this down a little bit on the page or the pocket. This is just copyweight paper that I printed on. I didn't feel I needed to have that much more bulk when I was layering, and it makes it so much thinner when you can do this. You love that color blue? It's a pretty gel print. All right, so then we'll put this guy, be true to who you are. Add some glue on here. Okay, put that right there. And then for this one, I had some cards that I made up. One of them being one of Norella's flashcards, I think you could call them, which works because I put the rose there. And then I have one of my library cards that I thought would look good in there. All right, so now we need to make a journal card to fit inside here. I've got an oversized postcard here. So there's my postcard. And I think what I did last time is I made it a lot smaller. Okay, 5 1/4 by 7 1/2. All right, so I made it 7 1/2 inches tall. Put my scissors back where they belong. Put the ruler back where it belongs. 7 1/2 inches. And I'll save this piece. I may use it to make a tag or a tall, skinny journal card. And I'm going to rotate this around, and I want it to be 5 1/4 inches. Okay, and this strip I'll throw away. I don't need it. But I am going to get my original page that we were working on. I'm going to make sure that it's dry, so I'm going to hit it with my heat tool for a moment, and then we'll trim it down to go on our journal card. You like that? That's what I did, was just, you know, a bunch of plain pockets. I've got a little container here. So all of these are basically like pockets. So here's a shorter one that I've already put the tabs on, and then here's some bigger ones, which could also be tuck spots or whatever, but I've got all of these bits now that I can use as pockets and then just finish decorating them after I glue them in my journal. Did you tell them, go away, I'm busy, leave me alone? That's probably why they knocked on the door. They heard you in there, listen to me. All right, so if I remember correctly, we need this to be 5 1/4. So I'm kind of use my postcard to help me get it all lined up. Sometimes I'll go ahead and glue it down, but I think I want to cut it first. And I'll save this one for my other journal that I'm working on, the other page. And we need to cut this to be 5 1/2 inches. Do I want to leave that? Yeah, okay. 7 1/2 inches, not 5 1/2 inches. 7 1/2 inches. Okay. Line that up and trim it. Okay. Ah, welcome, Papercraft. We're so glad to have you here. You're going to see some weird stuff going on in the chat. Just go with it. All right, so I got that piece. And while I'm at it, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to put this away. And I need this card. I'm going to close this up and set it out of the way for a moment. All right, so I've got this piece, so I'm going to glue them together. Now this is a slick postcard, so I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac glue, which I think I need to add some acetone to. I was noticing it was a little bit gloopy. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here, like so. Okay. Hey, Denise. Welcome. Yeah, mark that down, Robin, so we know who that was. That drive-by. All right, now I'm just going to line this up with my card. Doing the best I can here. Spin my caddy around. Smooth this out. Using my bone folder to really smooth that all out. Okay, this is going to make it a little bit sturdier because I'm using the cardstock, and then the postcard is a cardstock weight. I've got a piece of coffee dyed paper here, and I think I like this corner, so I'm going to turn this over so that when I glue it down, it's on the page. Yeah? Do I want it at the top? I may want it at the top. All right, so I'm going to grab my Fabri-Tac glue again. You're welcome. Okay, so now we're going to put this right here. Been keeping a low profile. That's okay. We understand that. I don't hardly spend time on social media anymore. There's just more for me to do in life than to scroll through a social media feed all the time. The only one that I kind of scroll through is Pinterest, and I do that if I'm looking for inspiration, especially on doing my fingernails, because I really am enjoying making my fingernails. It's been a lot of fun for me, so I like watching little tutorials on how to decorate them and make my own. Hey Terry, welcome, welcome. So glad to have you here. Okay, getting this glued down. All right, now I'm going to use my paper cutter and trim this off. All right, and I'll save this piece. We can use it another day. I need to go through my stash again. I've got a mess going on. I'll have to show y'all if I can grab my camera in a moment. And I'll save this piece because I can stamp on it. In fact, I think I do stamp on it for this journal. So I'm going to leave it right here so I can see it. Don't need the magnets anymore, so those are getting put away. All right, let's get some distress inks here. I'll show you briefly. So over here to my left is my piles. You see all of this? There's baskets and baskets and baskets. And then this is a basket of paper under here. And then this is some more paper and stencils over there. So I've got a little bit of a mess going on. I'm going to have to, I should have done that on a big screen. You caught the side of them for a moment? Oh yeah, here's what I meant to do. I meant to do face zoom. Here we go, now I can show you better. Come on. So if you can see, there's a basket down here, there's a basket here, there's a basket over there. This is a basket, my stencils, and then this is a pile of stencils. I mean, it's just a mess. So I've got a lot to clean up after this journal is done. All right, let's go ahead and add some distress inks to the edges. And I think what I'm also going to do is I'm prepping you. We're going to go to the sewing machine in a moment, which reminds me I need to get this piece of paper ready. So this is the, I think it's called the 1912 stamp by Beeline Designs, and I just tore a piece of it. after I stamped it onto some coffee dyed paper. Well, reminds me, I need to find out if Norella's going to answer me. Or not Norella, Beverly. I've sent her a message a while back and I haven't heard from her in a while. You just organize your scraps, your papers, scrapbook paper and cardstock. I need to do it again. Oh yeah, you like those darker edges, but you struggle when you have to trim them. I get it, I do. Sometimes I have to really look at it before I go to cut it so that I can get that piece. Poke, poke, nudge, nudge. All right, y'all into the raffle. We're gonna go to the sewing machine here in just a moment after I use some distressings on here. Oh, cool. You store your stencil club in a notebook inside page protectors, which is perfect because my stencils are 8.5 by 11. So if you can store 8.5 by 11 inch paper, then you can store the stencils as well. Okay, so what am I going to do next? I think, oh yeah, I've got, this is one of Norella's book pages, and I think it's from Little Daisies. Something about daisies, that's what I remember. And I thought I would take some of this book page. Do I want to go that way? Yeah, maybe. We have that torn edge over here. I could kind of tear this one too. I should have done that and then added the distress inks, huh? You too, Julie? You like them that way in the notebook? I have so many that I'd have to have too many notebooks. So I have a box and I store mine in file folders. So I put a label on the front, for example, like these are the stencil club, and then I put the stencils separated by a sheet of paper inside, and then that way I can find them easier. This will be the April Artistic Stencil Club coming up. All right, I think what I want to do is put this piece right here, and this piece is going to go on here later, but I want to be able to add some stitches. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue to help hold this together. And we're going to go to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch around this outside edge. First, I got to do the raffle. You need that ABC. That alphabet stencil is fun. I like gel printing with it too. You do have to think about it and make sure that you flip it over so that when you gel print, your print comes out right side up. Unless you want to go for the backwards. Okay. Let's see. Let's enter. If y'all haven't entered the raffle, do so now. Oh, you know what? I'll do. Y'all seem to like my jewelry stuff I made. I'm just going to get one of each color, and then you could tell me which one you want. All right, let's pick the winner of 200 junk bucks. And that winner is, I'm going to take my gloves off. I don't know why I have them on. Ugh. I had them on because of the Tattered Angels, and I think we're done with that for a little bit. Ah, there we go. Hands off. All right, so let's pick a winner, and the winner of 200 junk bucks is Ada. Congratulations! You'll get 200 junk bucks added to your account. Thank y'all for being here and hanging out with me. All right, so we're going to do one fused glass pen. So I was going through my stash and I found these. I'll zoom so you can see them. And these are some fused glass pens that I made. So they have a bar pen on the back, and I made these a long time ago. So this one is a dark blue with some dichroic glass and a red stringer, and then this is just some red base and put blue and white on top. And then here is a white base that has blue and red on it. So y'all enter the raffle for one of these, and when I call your name later, you can shout out, hey, I want the blue base, the white base, or the red base, and I'll show it again. All right, so now we're going to go to the sewing machine, and my goal is I'm going to stitch on this corner and then stitch all the way around this card. So we're going to click over here. Thank you so very much, Cricket. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I used to do a lot of glass fusing a long time ago. All right, we're not losing camera view. I'll try to watch to make sure y'all are still with me. I get to the corners, leave my presser or needle down, raise my presser feet. All right, and just stitch that corner. You need that blue one? All right. Well, I used to do a lot of hot glass where I would fuse little pieces. I've done some bigger pieces. I've also made lamp work beads. I still have my torch in my kiln. I just don't have it set up right now because many years ago my mother moved in with us, and so I took down my glass room to accommodate her, and I put it up at our shop for a while and used it up there a few times. And then Henry said, nope, you got to take it down because we put our laser in that room and there wasn't enough room to have both. Although I think maybe I can figure out a way to do it now. I like making glass beads. It just, you have to have a space for it. You have to have good ventilation so you don't asphyxiate yourself with carbon monoxide. All right, so we stitched all the way around. Like it? All right, make sure y'all are still with me. Come on, computer. All right, it was getting slow. All right, so I want to add a little bit to the background of this guy, and I've got a new stamp. These are my stars. Scattered stars? I don't know, just put star. You should see that as a new rubber stamp in my shop. And I've got some archival ink jet black. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to ink this up a few times and maybe stamp it here. Yeah. And I don't need to put it in the middle because we are going to cover that up here in a moment. Oh, I'd love for you to come and play. Well, maybe that's what I'll need to do is figure out when you're going to come, and then that'll force me to sit down and put it all together. I'll put one here and maybe one there. All right, so I was just stamping in the background. So I've got Tattered Angel stenciled onto watercolor paper. I've stamped it and I backed it with some coffee dyed paper. And then I've got this image from Calico Collage and a rubber stamped image that I think I will glue down. So just adding some Aleene's Tacky Glue. The image is actually a full journal page that I told my computer to print as a 5x7. Hey, April, welcome. All right, so let's put that right here. And get my bone folder that I put away. Wiping away the excess glue. All right, like that. I have, this is a cone flower that I stamped earlier. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, I may put it here, even though that's in the background. We'll wait a moment. I have a Beeline Designs butterfly, and I thought, well, it might be kind of fun if I watercolored on it. So I've got a dark purple. So I'm going to start up here with a dark purple. Kind of fill that in. Did I do the whole thing? Yeah, I did come down here. And here. May do this one. And let's do these. I was looking at the other one that I made. Okay, I think I'll add just a little bit of purple in the body, and then I can put this away. Okay, good. And then I've got some different colors of blues. So I'm going to go with this darker blue next and kind of fill in here to here. Yeah. And do a little bit of the body. And then I'm going to do a little bit lighter color, kind of fill in below. I think this is even completely different than the color I used the first time. I need to go right here. And then I've got an even lighter shade, kind of a blue. And then coming down here. I'm just adding a little color. All right, so now I'm going to take my water brush. You just fill it with water, and then it has bristles. So I don't know if you can see the water coming out. I'll show you. We'll get closer. Thank you, April. Thank you so very much. All right, so we're going to zoom in here, and I'm just going to take this water brush, kind of hold this down. Kind of fill this in a little bit. And I'll clean off my brush. I meant to start at the bottom, but we can fix that. I'm going to come here and let it try to transition from each color. Okay, did you see how that went? Do that again. Turn it this way so I can see it. Kind of come in, and I'm okay if I go outside the lines because I'm going to end up cutting this out. And then let's do the body. What do you think? Just kind of giving it a little bit of color. That's what I like about rubber stamps. I can color them any color that I want. All right, so I'm going to come in here. In fact, before I do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come around and kind of color around the antenna because it's harder to do when you cut that piece. Okay? Oh, because I zoomed in. So it didn't, I don't know. It's something that Jason did when he set this up. We're zooming in. All right, and I'm just going to come around, and then fussy cut this really fast. I'm using the Fiskars Easy Action Scissors. These are some of my favorite. I like them because you just kind of slightly squeeze it. It's spring action, so you don't have to work to open it back up. You just have to release your hand, and it will open back up. They do make a larger version that you can use for maybe cutting fabric or bigger pieces if you prefer the larger handle, larger blades. And I learned a long time ago that if you rotate the image and keep your scissors stationary, you can be more precise in your cutting. Does that make sense? You're bad at it, Cricket? Well, you know, some people do is they get the Brother scan and cut, and as long as the images have a distinct outline to them, when you scan it and then tell it to cut, it'll cut out really well. I bought one used a long time ago, and it worked for me mostly, but it started to be more trouble than it was worth because it was an older model. All right, so I'm just going to come in here and kind of hit the edges. You could also stamp on coffee dyed paper. It's going to make it darker, more brown tones to it. Okay. So got that little piece. You love it's effortless, isn't it? It's so much easier, I think, with these scissors. All right, so I'm thinking that I want to put the butterfly up here and maybe the cone flower here, and then I want to put a saying. So, did I already put it up? I must have. Okay. Let me get my stamp sheet. I want that too. All right. So I've got a sentiment here. This is from Beeline Designs. You could also type this out on your computer and print it. I'm trying to utilize my scraps, so that's why I like stamps. Oh, cool, cool. Found seed packets you made from book pages. Nice. All right, so I'm going to stamp right in here. Again with the archival ink. And that says, if nothing ever changed, there would be no butterflies. So I'm going to trim this. Put that in my stash of strips. Put the block away. Let's add some distress inks to this guy. Oh, thank you, Safina. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So, I think, yeah, right about there. So I'm going to glue down the butterfly first. So I'm putting glue on his little antennae. Going around this whole wing. Now this card would also be really pretty as a journal cover. So just leave off the step of adding the coffee dyed paper to the back. And this could be an embellished piece that you add to a journal cover. All right, so I'm just kind of smoothing that out, trying not to mess up the antennae, but I like it. I like how that turned out. All right, so this guy, I'm going to put it here. So I'll glue it completely down. Get glue on my hands. Everybody asks, how do you manage to get your hands so dirty? Well, you know, I craft. Okay, put this guy right here. Kind of press that down. I'll use an acrylic block to help hold it in place for a moment. And then I think maybe we'll put the sentiment down low so that you can see all the other pieces. So I'll just go ahead and start adding some glue to that. And then we'll put that right, let's put it right about here. So we can still see the stars, still see the flower. Okay. So that's the front side of our card. I'll grab my scrap of paper here and flip this over. And I just like using it because it's, you know, kind of brings it from the front to the back. So I'm using the star stamp again. I'll stamp in the corner. And then stamp in this corner. I think I want to make another stamp that has it kind of looking like a swirl of stars. Swirl? A ribbon of stars? I don't know. I think I want this rubber stamp. This is from the Beeline Designs Butterfly Beauties, I believe. Oh, this blue ribbon. You like this blue ribbon? It's just satin ribbon. All right, we're going to put that right there. Pardon me. My nose just got tickled. Okay, what do you think? So this guy is going, this can be a little bit tricky, so you may want to place your envelope closer to that way than your spine, because if your journal is really fluffy and you're trying to put this in the envelope, You kind of have to finagle it a little bit to get it to go. Oops, now come on, don't be catching on me. And then this will go over it and snap closed. What do you think? And it helps give a little bit of stable. I should have put it that way just a little bit more. It kind of helps the front. I may end up taking this piece off because I can just cover it up with a longer journal card like I showed you that I made on the other journals. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. All right, so over here, where's my bag of goodies? Oh, I don't need this anymore, so it can go away. Seriously, what did I just do with it? Ah, I couldn't see it because it got covered up. So I need this bag. All right, what's our time? We're at 5 o'clock. Whew! It takes me a long time to do these, I think. Oh, I forgot to put the butterfly stain back. Go back where you belong. Alrighty. So now I've got a couple of envelopes here. So I'm gonna get my page where I can see what I did. Oh yeah, okay. So, what did I do? I had an image on the front. Do I have something I want to use here? Put my Ziploc bag away that I don't need anymore. I'll try to put things in little bags that I think I'll use together, and then that way it's a little bit easier to find them when you start using them on your page. Oh, I have this image from Charming Forest, I think, or Grandma's Garden. I don't remember. One of Norella's kits. And I kind of like the way that look. I'm thinking maybe we'll cut this. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. Get my... Because the other one I kind of made it look like it was collaged. So I'm just going to cut this. And then, do I want to use this one? Or, why are we not having good lighting all of a sudden? Or this one? I'm thinking I like this one. Yeah. All right. And I have a strip of paper that I think would fit here. So I just need something to go that way. I don't know, that might not be tall enough. Okay. Is this one? Nope. Is this one? Whoops, probably not. I'm trying to go through all my strips. That kind of is too... Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer, for your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that one's too small. It's kind of like Goldilocks, you know. She goes from chair to figure out which one fits. Oh, this one will work. I think this one will work. How is this? Oh, I'm using the wrong envelope. That's what's going on. I was like, why is this so big? No, this is right. I am using the right envelope. Ugh, I don't know. It was just, didn't look the same. Oh, that's what I did. I had another piece here. I was like, why isn't this coming together? I was trying to use up all these pieces. I'll have to go that way. Okay. So I'm going to cut this to be a 1 1/4 inch strip. That's going to go here, and I'll cut this also as a 1 1/4 inch strip. Try to get it as straight as I can. All right, we'll get rid of these, put them over there. let's add some distressings and glue these down. It's supposed to start raining Wednesday. Wow. Yeah, I could use washi tape. You know, it's funny. I have all this washi tape. I don't even think about using it. I think what I need to do is get rid of it and only keep just a few basic pieces. That's what I'm beginning to think. All right, let's add some distressing. This was just a piece of scrapbook paper. All right, I'll glue this one down first. Oh, I didn't add distress inks to this piece. So, yeah, let's just go like this. All right. Oh, start at the top. All right, and then we'll glue this one coming down. Time changes this weekend. Ugh. I hate time change. I think it should just stay the same, and that we should just all be on the same clock. So right now it would be the exact same time everywhere. If I said it was 5:05, everybody's clock would say 5:05. It would just mean that your 5:05 is early in the morning. Actually, wouldn't do 5:05. We'd do a military clock. So 0800, 2100, 2100, stuff like that. All right. That's what I want. So I want that piece there. So now I'm going to take this and add some distress inks to it. Time change is already here. I know it. I didn't know. Robin just said don't forget. Make washi tape background pages on book pages. Ah, there you go, Sheila. Probably could turn those into a bunch of pockets. Maybe that's what I should do with all my leftover bits, is alternate washi paper with scraps of paper. All right, I think what I want to do is glue this piece down first. And I find that if I kind of put the paper in it and then lift it a couple of times, it kind of helps spread that glue out a little more. And then I can smooth that out. I'll go ahead and trim this piece off. Okay, and then this piece is going in this corner, and I'm okay that it's going to overlap the others. Hate time change. It makes people tired and cranky. It's just not the best. Okay. Stay. I'm going to rotate this so I can see the edge a little better. All right, use my bone folder and smooth this out. Oh, you think they're not going to change it in the fall? Is that what you think, Ada? We'll have to do some research. We'll see what happens. I mean, there used to be a reason for it, but I don't think there is anymore. If you need more daylight, you just get up earlier. You don't, you know. That's the way we always did it growing up anyway. It didn't matter what time it was. All right, so that's the front so far. And I have this flap here that I want to alter. So I'm looking to see. Okay, this is a different side kind of envelope, but that's okay. I have a gel print. Let me see what I have here. Did we make it back? Jeez. If it isn't one thing, it's another. I'm waiting on Junkie Joe, but I'm going to go ahead and get this paper ready to cut. Oh, it looks like Junkie Joe's coming back up. I don't know why I'm struggling with this today. It's annoying. To say the least, it's annoying. I apologize. I'm back. All right, we're creating strips we can use somewhere else. I want to go this way, I think. Okay. I like that. Now I'm going to cut this piece to be the same size. I think I want this corner. Because I want these to be the same size because they're going to be back to back. And I just remembered I need to make it a little bit shorter, so this will work out a little better. Making sure I get it straight. And I don't want this as wide as it is. I just remembered. So I'm going to line it up and just cut off a little bit. All right, that works. Put that over here. Let's glue this together. Okay. Add some distressings to the edges. These won't need as much. No one won. Okay. I have fiber at my house. I think it has to do with the streaming software. That's why I'm having issues today. Because it said that it thought it needed an update. And I looked and none of the updates are things that I use. Because it was an actual app update. So I don't know what's going on. I think I need to contact their tech support again. All right. So I want this here, and then this will flip over, and this one will be on the inside, so that when you flip this back and forth, you'll see the different prints. So I think what I want to do is make sure that I got this to fit. I did cut it a little bit shorter so you can see the envelope here. So I will put glue on this side and then put that flap. Okay. So I'm going to kind of get the glue out here to the edge. Then lift this up. And then push this all the way in to the flap. And then glue this down. Okay? And then we'll glue this piece on top of that piece. So I'll just come in here with my glue. If you don't have gel prints this size, you can piece some together. I just already had this size and decided that's what I wanted to use. Trying to get it all lined up together. I need my bone folder to help bring that glue all the way to the edge. It's a little bit short on this side, but I'm not going to worry about it. You're very welcome. All right, so this is the front, and then this is going to flip over, and then this is going to flip over, and then you have your envelope here. So the other thing I need to do is to add a strip here, and I had some cut. Here's one. This is a coloring book page. So I'm going to take this piece and cut it off. And then add some distress ink from the bottom. Okay. And then I will glue this right down this edge. Yeah, I have the AT&T fiber, and honestly, the internet works. I think there's something wrong with the software I'm using, and I have paid for a lifetime subscription to it. So I need to contact them because they do give me some customer support, but I have to sit at my computer and wait on them to respond to a live chat, and sometimes that takes some time. So I'm just putting a piece of coloring book page here. Oh, and I forgot I was going to put a piece here. Let's see what I've got. Do I want to do blue and blue? I could put all of those. I like this one better, I think, though. Maybe like that. I want a different color, I think. I'm going to look at my scraps here, see if I find something that I feel will go. Maybe that pink would be a nice pop of color. I've got this piece too. So what if I put the pink down and then the blue and have little strips like that? Okay, so let's trim these because I don't really want to cover up the coloring book page portion. Let's see what this measurement is here. So if I cut 4-inch strips, it'll actually go over the edge. You like that better? Got a little strip here. So I'll cut this to 4 inches. Oh, I'm already at 4 inches. These need to be cut at 4 inches. Like that. Put this one at the bottom. I could put a pocket on here, but I still want to cover it up. I still want to cover up the envelope, and it'll make it sturdier. You like that? Okay, good. That one at the top. Make this is a gel print that has some gold metallic paint and then some pink. Okay. Let's glue this down. Put the pink down first. Okay. And I'm just going to line it up with the edge of the envelope. Okay, and then put this piece down. I know y'all like flippy flappy, so I'm making a flippy flappy. Oh, don't slide. We're not doing the electric slide at the moment. All right, and then we'll glue this piece down at the top and then just cut off the excess. Okay, so just kind of kiss that into the glue and slide it into place. Okay, and smooth that out. Make sure it didn't glue it shut. Okay. Thanks for being here, Ada. Just going to cut this strip off. I have to be careful that I don't cut my envelope. There we go. It's easier to cut with the paper cutter than it is using the scissors many times. And I made sure to get it cut straight so I can use that piece of paper somewhere else. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is take this little flip piece and I'm folding it to the inside. So the theory is this will be glued down on the page and you can flip it like that. You see what I did there? All right, let's go ahead and glue this in. So I'm going to take this piece. Oh yeah, I'm going to also use this ribbon. To help me get it in the right spot, in the right amount, I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow, wrapping it around the envelope. So the other one I used a magnet to close it, and this time I'm using this thin ribbon. I want it to have a little bit of a tail. There's my pin. These are little pieces of cardboard that I wrap the ribbon around, and then I have a bin that they fit in, and it just makes it so much easier. Okay, so that's going to go here. So what I'm going to do is put glue on this little tab. Okay, and then I'm going to position this wherever I want it to be on the page, and I think probably right about there it'll be good. So I'm just pressing that into place. I'll untie it, and then I want this to flip up for a moment so I can smooth this out. All right, so now, where is it? There it is. I've got another envelope here that I want to decorate, and it's going to get adhered underneath this envelope. I'm going to go ahead and glue it shut. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the flap. And let's grab some papers real fast. So maybe something like that. I've got this piece. Those are some bright colors to go with the other colors here. I know it's covering up that, but that's okay. Oh, Distress inks and then glue these together. It's hard to distress that line in between if you don't do it ahead of time. Oh yeah, the YouTube challenge for March is completing UFOs. I am going to have a video coming out really soon. The idea is that you will go through your stash and find a project that you have not finished and take a photo of it as it is, and then finish it, and then post a photo when you do. All right, I think I want this piece up here and this piece down here. And then we're going to add some more embellishments and pockets and whatnot. So I think from here to here, maybe. And since this is technically the top of the envelope, I'm going to go this way and glue this to the edge. I left my bone folder out. Okay. I did have some new tutorials post on Friday and Saturday, and another one will come out tomorrow. Working on the I forgot the farm, something ranch, horse ranch, I don't remember now. And it's by Calico Collage. I've been working on this journal for a little while now, and I finally got all these tutorials lined out for y'all. So I hope that you're enjoying those. Finding forgotten friends. There you go. Exactly. Go in and you're like, oh, I remember when I started this back when, long time ago. And then you can finish it. Okay. So I got all of those. So what I'm going to do now is cut off the excess, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that envelope just a smidge. So I better get it straight while I'm doing this. I don't want it to be crooked. Don't be crooked, stay straight. Okay, just cut these pieces. So there's a little sliver of the envelope. And then this time I want to make sure that I do not cut the envelope. So I'm just going to line it up to the edge there. There. And I don't think I cut it. And I better check. Nope, I didn't cut it. Yay, I didn't cut it by accident. And then just add some distress inks to this edge that I cut. I wonder if this is too big. Oh, it is. All right, we're going to have to make special pockets. All right, so this piece, I'm going to go ahead and glue the envelope pieces together better. You could also glue a piece of paper across here on the inside so that things don't catch. But I think it'll be okay. And slide this back over. And I want this piece to not be further out than the edge here. Like that. I'm just lining it up with the other one. Okay, I think that's about what I want. So now I know. We'll glue this down. I'm putting glue all the way on the back side. Now if you want, you could only just put it on 3 sides and leave it as a pocket, another pocket, maybe from up and down. I think I have enough pockets in this journal. All right, so I'm going to use this as a guide, kind of get it where I want it. down just a little bit. Kind of straighten that out a little bit. Make sure I got my ribbon under there. And then smooth this out. So that'll cover that up. You can't see it, but it's there. Okay. Now we need a pocket to go on here. I saw this pretty pink. Wouldn't that be a bright piece to put as a pocket on here? I think it might. It just might. It's thinner, so I think I'll grab a book page. So I got a book page here. I think I'll glue it together first, and then I can cut it up, because I can use this for other pockets too, I think. So I'm going to line these edges up. Now if I had a little bit bigger and sturdy book page, I could have cut the strips and then just glued it down to this piece with a gap, so it didn't have to add the little gussets that I like to add to make it a full use pocket. All right, I'm gonna open this up, get my ruler, and I want a pocket that will fit within 3 1/4. So if we make it 3 1/2 inches wide, and I'm thinking 3 1/2 inches wide. Looks like I could get a few out of this strip. Save this one for later. Put the ruler back where it belongs. And then now you're just going to decide how deep you want your pocket to be on this piece. And I think we could get away with 3 inches. And I'll save this piece for another journal. I'm going to add some distress inks, and I think we need to go over to the sewing machine. So get the sewing cam ready, and we're going to stitch around this outside edge after I glue down some strips. So if you haven't already got into the raffle, please do so now. So I'm going to take this piece and a couple of book page strips here. So let's see which way I like it. Doesn't really matter. Glue this across the bottom, like so. I'm stalling for y'all to enter the raffle for a fused glass, which I've put down. Here it is. And when I draw your name, tell me, do you want the blue background, the white background, or the red background? So y'all be looking at that. These are pieces of fused glass that I made a while back. I used to sell it at a couple of local shops, and when I was cleaning and rearranging the other day, I found a box and had several of these in it, so I thought, you know what, maybe y'all would like one. Okay. I think I'm ready for dinner. I'm hungry. I didn't have any chocolate in my room, or I would stop and snack on it. Just to tease y'all, right? Alright, so I went ahead and went all the way around with strips of paper. Give that a moment to dry. I think I'll add a little bit of distress inks to this piece again across. Hey Margie, welcome. So glad to have you here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, lady. I hope you are well. All right, y'all into the raffle? We'll wait on Margie so she can get in the raffle. Hey, Connie, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we're gonna get into the raffle now. Oh, that means I have to do another raffle. think about a prize. Oh, let's do this. That'll work. It's another thingy I can get rid of. Okay. You have chocolate, Margie? Oh my goodness. I don't think I had any. Let me look in my secret drawer. Nope. Henry's going to know where it is. He doesn't eat chocolate anyway. Okay, let's pick a winner. And the winner of the fused glass pen is Range. Hey, send me your mailing address again. I'm pretty sure I have it, but if you'll send it again through my website, I'd greatly appreciate it. Savina, if you would do that and tell me which color that you want, and I'll give it just a moment for you to do that. I'll have to wrap it in some bubble wrap and ship it to you. I'm waiting. You almost always have chocolate and you love it. I need to buy some of those miniature candy bars. You know, they're little bitty, and so, you know, that's all. You unwrap one, you get that satisfaction of unwrapping it, and they're small enough that you could eat the whole thing if you want, but they're also big enough that you can take a little bite out of it and enjoy it. So, I don't know, I need to buy some more of those. Oh, thank you so much. All right, well, I will let Robin know that. Why did my computer just do this? I must have clicked on something and now I don't know what happened. Okay, well, no, that's not what I want. Let's go here. All right, reset. Okay, Robin can let me know which one she wants. All right, let's do a silver angel necklace. All right, so I have another necklace thing that I offered a while back. This is a little silver with a big body is the bead, and it's got this little metal piece for wings, and it's got a crystal for a head, and it's got a little piece of bling at the top, and it's made on ribbon. They used to sell these too, so you can let me know if you like it and enter the raffle. All right, I'm gonna put these right here. All right, we're gonna go to the sewing machine. This should have set long enough, hopefully, that the paper won't rip when I go to stitch. So I'm just gonna stitch around this outside edge to give it some, well, just stitching, okay? Again, I've just got a regular sewing machine, zigzagging, black thread in the upper, black thread in the lower. I do that so that if I am doing a page or an element that you're going to see both sides, then you see the black thread on both sides. That one I got really close to the edge. And then stitch up this way. All right, so now I have a pocket. Put the sewing lamb away. Y'all into the raffle. Oh. And this opens up, and then I'll fold over my tabs. And then I think I'll put it right on top here. So we'll have a pocket here and we have a pocket here. I'm trying to grab the hand sanitizer as my... Thank you so much. They are amazing and I am so blessed to have them. They are amazing ladies. I'm very thankful that they enjoy being a part of the community. They may not love doing the admin work all the time, but they do it because they love the community. All right, we'll let this one right here on top. Okay, so now we need something to go in that pocket. Oh, I just saw this. This was some scrapbook paper that I had left over. That is coloring book page, and then some mop-up papers that I made into kind of a tag booklet. Oh, and I have 3 of these. This would work. Oh, I like this one. And then I've got this journal card. It's just a piece of cardstock. The notebook lines. This is the tiny postcard. And this is the dragonfly. I think it's number 2 or 3. And then just a piece of fabric. And I think that, okay, yeah. All right, so we need a little something on the front here. And I still have, I have this little watercolor square, but I don't think it fits that. I don't think that's what I want to use today. See if I have anything in here. I've got some butterflies. Maybe this green butterfly on that pink. I think I kind of, oh, can you see that okay? I think I like that green butterfly on the pink. Oh, my butterflies have fallen out. They're falling out. I usually just do a whole page of them and color them with watercolor pencils. And then I fussy cut them out and added, on these, I added a tulip dimensional glitter paint. And I just kind of use my finger to mush it around. So you probably can't really see that it has some sparkle. Oh, well, thank you. Like that cattywampus wonkiness. All right. And I think that would be cute right in here. Let's see if I've already got a word phrase that would work. Got a few in here. Let's see. How about believe in yourself? If I move that up, I could put this below. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? I saw that picture, Robin. Oh my gosh, her cat tore up Robin's toilet paper. It was crazy looking. All right, let's put that here. And I think we could put this guy kind of in the middle from left to right, but closer to the top. He's so creative. You have to find a special project to use all that shredded toilet paper. Put it in a blender and pour it over a window screen and make flat paper out of it. You could also pour it over rubber stamps that have kind of like maybe a mandala shape to it or something that kind of has a distinct shape but not necessarily a clear image, and it will mold down into that rubber stamp, so you'll have a mold of the rubber stamp. Those are usually neat looking. Okay, I like this. I think I'm going to need something taller in the back of this pocket, and I also need to make some kind of card to put in here. So I saw some of these oversized postcards here. You know, I could use both pieces of this. So if I cut this at 3.5 inches, then I'll have a 2-inch piece that I could do something with. And then this envelope is 8.5. So if I cut it at 8, let's do 8.25. So I'm cutting it down now, but I think what I want to do is go ahead and add my papers to it and then cut it. I don't know, I think it would look neater because it will kind of be a match set, one here and one on the other side. So I'm going to move this out of the way for a moment. Okay. And let's grab some different scraps. So I've got another little pile that I started earlier. So like that could actually go all the way across the top. So if we put that there, and I've got this strip could go on the bigger piece. That's not big enough that way. But this one might be. I think that'll look good. Just a variety of different prints. Okay. I think what I'm going to do first is glue down this piece across the top. It looks like it's got a little bit of a distress edge, so I'm not going to worry about it. I think the others I may need to add. Since it's a postcard, it's kind of slick, so I want to cover up, I'll just turn this around, more of that shiny paper, and sometimes Aleene's doesn't stick to it because it's too glossy. Okay, just using my bone folder to smooth that out. Okay. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's your lucky day. You haven't heard the word cattywampus since you visit Oklahoma? You like that expression? It's just something over yonder. It's cattywampus. Get that thingamabob. Henry's really bad about this because sometimes in the moment he can't think of the word to tell me of the thingy that he needs. Oh, I keep picking up this book that he needs help with, and I'm like, ah! All right, I think I just need to go from here to here. Okay. Add some glue to this piece. And I was like, what thing? That thing. I'm like, you're going to have to describe it to me or point because I don't understand that thing. I can't read your mind. I'm just kind of lining this up. You could overlap them if you want to make sure you got full coverage. All right, I think this piece, let's do it this way, can fit right in here. So I'm just going to put glue across here. And then go in here. Oh, glue, 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 glue. Wow. Oh, I'm so glad you could be here. Well, I'm glad that your cataract surgery was a success. My mom had cataract removed, and it gave her several more years of great sight that I know she was appreciative of before she died, because she could still read and do some things that she loved. All right, so now I'm going to do is trim this off. We'll do it this way. Okay, so I got that piece, and then we'll just rotate it. Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to stitch? I think we need to stitch. So I'm going to get the sewing lamb out and stitch. Oh, I just realized it's almost 6 o'clock. Wow. I guess I'm not going to finish this today unless I speed. But I think y'all get the idea of it. All right, let's go to the sewing machine here in just a moment. I'm going to add some distress inks as soon as I pick up my lid to my ink pad that decided to go to the floor. And then I will stitch here and here. And I'll glue another piece of paper to the back so we can have writing space. And cut it. And then we'll stitch around that. So while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to grab a piece of coffee dyed paper. That should be big enough. Okay. Now let's stitch it. Let's stitch it. Sewing. Ah, gotcha. I understand. You know, we take medication to do one thing and then have some kind of side effect that you're like, ah. All right, so I'm going to stitch between the joins of the gel prints. And then stitch from here to here. Around the side, or middle, I guess, middle. All right, so there we are. So we're going to come back over here. I'm trying to decide which is the best. I kind of like the way this looks here, so I'm going to turn this over and glue it down that way. Stitch it real good. Stitch it. Do 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 do. Stitch it. Old music. Oh dear. I asked how is everybody? What y'all been working on? Henry got a new sewing machine last week, so I helped him get it in the building. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare that can be. But it's in. And been working. So it's from one thing, it's another, it seems like. I think I'll go right here. Kind of smooth that out. I'm going to flip it over. Kind of. Smoothing it out. Organizing supplies, always bigger mess to get something good. Oh, I understand, Sheila. I need to completely empty out my room and declutter. So that's kind of why I am giving away this jewelry, because I had it in my room. It was in here. So I'm like, I need to get stuff out of here. I used to do assemblage, and so we would purchase games and use the game pieces, like a chess piece and the Scrabble pieces and whatnot. So I found a whole bunch of those the other day. So I'm like, you know, I think I really want to get rid of some of this stuff. Did I say 3.5 or did I say 3? Oh wait, this way. Let's do 3.5. So I'm going to come back to here. So that kind of gives us a nice little. Oh, I get it? Yeah. I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges, and then we'll go to the sewing machine. And we're going to stitch around this outside edge. Okay, do the back. Add the distress ink. Kind of just makes you take a little bit more time before you go to the sewing machine. But if you don't like to distress the edges, you do not have to. Okay. Make charms from them. Yeah, I guess you're right. I could use those pieces and make charms. Just what I need. Another project, Sheila. I was trying to get rid of it. Oh, dear. I was thinking of just making a kit up of different pieces that y'all can choose from, or not choose from, be a grab bag, I guess. I would put in a domino and put in a Scrabble piece or two, and just kind of make little baggies of stuff. All right, let's go to the sewing machine and we'll stitch around this outside edge on both of these. I'm trying to help me get rid of this stuff. No, make something else. I'm going to start here, I think. So this is using some junk mail. My mother-in-law, I told her a while back, I said, if you would save those oversized postcards, the ones that we've been getting for like political stuff, I could use those. She goes, really? Okay, I get a bunch of those. So she gave me last Tuesday, I was trying to think when it was. Tuesday, I went over to their house and I talked to her for a few minutes, and she gave me a paper sack full of these oversized postcards. There's probably 30 in there. She also gave me some old typing paper that's supposed to be erasable, and I found some unusually brown colored paper in there. It's not construction paper, but it's kind of an interesting brown. Oh, and a couple of calendars, and they're this year's calendars. Apparently she has a bunch of companies, vendors, the Boys Farm, and political entities that are always sending them calendars. So one of them is kind of neat. It has more country landscape, old country, old I don't know, just historical looking. They're not new looking scenes, if you will, not a modern home, today's modern home in it. So I'll find some ways to use those. I don't go to thrift stores, so I don't get out much to buy things. So it's kind of fun whenever I get something unusual from my mother-in-law. I got a bag for you. I'm like, okay, thank you. Oh, cool. Fun pockets, and this one's awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Okay, did I get it? Yeah, I sewed both of these. So, I think we need to decorate them. Let me look at my digitals and see. Oh, I haven't used the unicorns on these pages yet. We could put one here. And I don't know if I want to do it this way and put another piece of paper behind it. Maybe like, if I were to put that behind it. I don't know, I kind of like the blue. Maybe this darker purple would be better. And I could do it on this one too. I think that'll be good. These are some of Norella's new Victorian critters, Victorian animals. Well, of course it does, Ashley. They're unicorns. All right, I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll do it this way. So these images are 2.5 inches. So if I go to 2 3/4, that gives me just a small little border. Can you see that? Just a small border. I think that'll work. So I'm going to do it. Gotta do it. And then this way, this is 1.5 inches. So if I go, maybe it's 1 3/4 inches. Because if I go 2 inches, that's actually too far. All right, a little more than 1 3/4, not quite to 2 inches. Maybe like this. Let's add some distress inks. I guess I should get off here in just a moment. So what'd you think? Did you like what I showed you today? Did you get some ideas about attaching envelopes to your journal? I think we're going to go to the sewing machine one more time. So I'm going to glue these together and go to the sewing machine. Okay, we'll give away this angel necklace here in just a moment, so y'all get in on the raffle. Well, maybe I don't need to stitch, but I think I want the stitches. I think it would look better with the stitches on there. You're sorting? Okay, I'm glad you're still here. Ah, get in the raffle. Just kind of mushing that together. I may do it this way, just because it covers up so much of this purple that I wanted to keep some of it. And I may put it like that. I'll stitch on it real quick. Are we doing this again next week? I don't know. Are you sick of it? Are we done with this one? I'm at a point right now that I have one more page that I need to decorate, so that I have 15 total in the journal, only because that's just what I started with. That was my goal. That was my thinking. So I can do those off camera. They're going to be 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that I folded in half and backed 2 different patterns back to back. And there'll be pockets, of course. And I'll probably even make a couple of journals to go in it. You can't wait to see it all again? Okay, just planning. Not complaining, just planning. I understand. So, if you want me to continue on next week, or Linda spend the day and finish this stupid journal and be done with it, let me know. Leave a comment after this video. Are you liking this series that I did? I mean, I know I've taken 5 weeks, but I'm kind of enjoying the process of making this journal, and I hope you're enjoying seeing how it's coming together. So stitched around that. Okay. All right, let's glue this on, and I will finish these later. I think I just want to show you what they will look like once I put them in the envelope. I still need to make pockets for the other flip out, but you can kind of see it coming together, I hope. All right, put this one over here. I think I want to split this again, because I just like the way that pattern on both sides. Y'all into the raffle. And let me get my journal page back out. All right, so on this side, this will flip over, and this guy I thought would look good because he'll be tall. Oops, I got him caught underneath here, and can be in the back. And then this guy, I got to put a sentiment on here, but it will fit in the pocket. So now I need to put a pocket over here. I also need to put a pocket over here. And then I need to put something in the envelope. But the idea is that all of this, and I got to decorate the front some more. Like so. And so you'll have this mini flip out in the journal. What do you think? You're enjoying it? Okay. You want one of these big ones, Ashley? There's a lot of time that's gone into this journal. Maybe I can show you how to make your own. Watch the tutorials. Maybe that's what we do, get together, sit down and make one. Alrighty, so. I gotcha. Yeah, Margie was here. There she is. Computer crapped out. Yeah, mine was messing up today too. Thank you so much, Giovanna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then this side is magnetic. So there's a magnet here, and I just kind of collage some papers together. And this flips over, has a couple of journal cards. And then I showed you altering another oversized postcard to make a large journal card to go in here. I just love all the colors and the layers. I need to print some more pages like this size. I know, it's getting annoying for me too. All right, let's pick the last winner that is getting this little angel. I'll give y'all a moment to get in on the raffle. And I guess we'll be back next week. Might as well. I'll probably come up with the concept of how I want to finish this side and get it all ready so that I can start the video next week finishing this side. And I will get the last page designed however I think I might want to put it together, and we'll be back next week. All right, so the winner of this necklace is Connie. Connie, congratulations, you're getting this little angel necklace. I appreciate you being here. All right, well, I'm going to turn this on. All righty. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. I hope that you're inspired to create, do some stamping, use your stencils, do some mixed media, pasting papers together to make a giant journal like I am. Maybe I'd love to see what you come up with. Y'all have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing week. Do something kind for somebody else. You know, if we just do one act of kindness a day to someone else, maybe, just maybe, we can make a change in this world. Alrighty, y'all have an amazing week, and thank you so much for being here. Love you lots. We'll see you next week. I guess we're going to go part 6 next week. Y'all take care. Bye, everybody.